अखर पढ़ अल्फ जो सब विसार
पढ़ अलिफ जो ब्यावरक सब विसार अखर पढ़ अलिफ जो ब्यावरक सब विसार अंदर तू जार ब्या पन्ना पढ़ंदे केतरा. So starting with the greatest name of Allah who is merciful and kind. I am Muhammad Ashar from grade 9. Today my presentation topic is Shah Abdul Latif Bhitai. Shah Abdul Latif Bhitai, who is lovely called Lal Latif by his devotees. He was the greatest Muslim poet, saint, mystic and poet. His information of early life of Shah Abdul Latif was collected from oral traditions. A renowned Pakistani educationist and writers, plays dramas and stories. Mirza Khalid Beg is said to have that he is collected details from for early life of Shah Abdul Latif Bhitai. So, as a Sufi poet, Latif Urs is held at the shrine of every year on 14th Safar. Millions of people gather and listen stand songs on tamburo, which is invented by Shah Abdul Latif Bhitai. Learned people read papers, which is concerned with Shah Abdul Latif Bhitai's poetries and Sufism. The roots of Shah Abdul Latif Bhitai is basically from Afghanistan, and they love with Sindh because Sindh is the center of Muslim culture. In 1942, he left his home and rest of life he spent in mound of sand called Bhit Mound. And Shah Abdul Latif Bhitai was born in 1689 AD, 14th Safar 1102 AH in the small village called Hala Sindh. His teacher name is Akhund Nur Muhammad Bhatti. He is know about Persian and Arabic language, and Shah Jo risalo proved that he is in depth knowledge about hadiths and holy Qurans. 13, he married with Bibi Saida Begum and she died early. Unfortunately, he died in 1752. His devotees collected his poetry and collection is called the Shah Jo risalo, and they celebrate his Urs, which commences on 14th Safar. Thank you.
Shah Abdul Latif Bhitai, who is lovingly called Lal Latif by his devotees, was one of the most famous poet, mystic and Sufi Shah. He was born in 1689 AD in Hala Sindh, a peasant called Bhit Shah. Shah Abdul Latif Bhitai early age information was collected by oral traditions and by renowned Pakistani scholar Mirza Khalid Beg. Through the old persons who have listened Shah Abdul Latif Bhitai from their forefathers and grandfathers, and some have they even seen him in person and even talked to him. His urus is held on 14th Safar. Thousands of people came to see the song, listen the song sang on tamburo, discovered and invented by Shah Abdul Latif Bhitai. The roots of Shah Abdul Latif Bhitai lie in Afghanistan. And some says that his father migrated Afghanistan to Sindh because to increase spiritual relationships with Bilawal a pious man. Or some says his forefathers migrated to Afghanistan and then to Sindh, and then Sindh became the center of Muslim, and they liked it so much, so they make their home there. This name Bhit. Shah Abdul Latif Bhitai left his home in 1742 and continued to live on Saint of Bhit after the death of his father. He was buried there and the rest of life he lived there. Shah Abdul Latif Bhitai was mainly self-educated, but the first teacher of Shah Abdul Latif Bhitai was Akhund Nur Muhammad. He has a great knowledge in Persian and Arabic language. His poetry is mainly composed of the Quran and the Hadith. He married to a girl in 1713 known as Saida Begum. He died before having any children. After this, he never married again. His heart went more and more towards the religion. 1852 on the Mount of Bhit, and he was buried there. So the story was that he died before 3 days of he was died when, and he called some musicians and asked them to play the songs, sing on tamburo, and then sing, and when they stopped, they found the poet dead. The mazar of Shah Abdul Latif Bhitai, he was built by a famous king known as Ghulam Shah Kalolo.
Hello everyone, my name is Muiz Ahmed and I am from grade 9. Shah Abdul Latif Bhitai, who was born in 1689 in Hala Sindh, is called a Sufi poet and Sindhi mystic in all over the history of Muslim nature. He wrote poetries, written dramas and like these things. His early life information was collected from a poet and drama writer whose name was Mirza Khalid Beg. He used to write poetries and spend most of time in praying and writing poetries. His ancestral roots lay in Afghanistan, and his father and grandfather migrated in Sindh because they loved their culture. And then Bhit also migrated from their village to Sindh, where he lived at a mound of sand called Bhit because he loved Sindh. And when Shah Latif Bhitai was a boy, he loved to write poetries. He loved to study. When he got adult, he married with Saida Begum, and but he lost his wife early, and then he never remarried again. And as I mentioned that mentioned that he spent most of his time in praying and writing poetries. He is a good writer. He written many poetries, many funny poems, which are stored in his book Shah Jo risalo. And do you know he is called Bhit Shah Bhit because he lived and died at that mount where he lived.
89, 14th of Safar on 1102 AH. He was raised during the golden age of Sindhi culture. His first teacher was Akhund Noor Muhammad, and mostly he was self-educated. The Risalo provides proof that he knew Arabic and Persian quite well, and also he had in-depth knowledge about Quran and Hadith. His poetries included the Masnavi of Maulana Jalaluddin Rumi and Shah Karim's poems. And his youth. Shah Abdul Latif Bhitai, when he was only a boy, started composing poetry. And when in 1713 he married a woman known as Bibi Saida Begum, and she died at an early age, and due to this they couldn't have any children, and the admiration for his beauty of nature turned his heart to the love of God, so he never married again. He found it difficult to live a normal domestic life. Death and remembrance. Shah Abdul Latif Bhitai died in 1752, and before his death, he called musicians and he told them to sing his songs for 3 days. And after 3 days, when they stopped, they found the poet dead. His urn is held at his shrine on 14th of Safar, and many people gather to listen to his songs sung on the tamburo. And many learned people read information about Shah Abdul.
Today presentation is about Shah Abdul Latif. Shah Abdul Latif is known as the greatest poet of all time by many, or is known as the best Sindhi poet of all time. Many people misunderstand the meaning of Bhit. When a person lives on a mound, that mound is known as Bhit. Shah Abdul Latif Bhitai lived on a mound after his father died. He was heartbroken and decided to live on a mound so he can focus on his religion. And he married a woman. But unfortunately he couldn't have children with. So after that he decided to completely focus on religion. He carried some books with him like Quran Majid, Shah Abdul Karim book and Masnavi Rome. And he also and some think that he was affirmation was made by Mirza Khalid Beg. Mirza Khalid Beg wrote those books by oral tradition. The reason that oral traditions are not truly correct because it's oral. We do not have enough evidence for that. So many people have their own theories about it. That some say he was from Afghanistan, some that say that his forefather lived in Sindh.
He was a Sindhi Sufi scholar and a mystic. Information about Shah Latif was collected through oral tradition by a renowned Pakistani scholar Mirza Khalid Beg. The people living at that time who had heard these facts from their fathers and grandfathers, and some has even spoken to Shah Abdul Latif Bhitai. Some says that Shah Abdul Latif Bhitai ancestral root lay in Afghanistan, and they migrated from Herat to Sindh to gain spiritual contact with Bilawal, a local pious man. Some say that his ancestral root migrated from Matiaru to Muslim culture. That's why they love Sindh. They love Sindh and they settled there. Shah Abdul Latif was born in 1689 in a small village called Hala Haveli, present town called Bhit Shah. He was self-educated from Nur Muhammad Bhatti. He had depth knowledge about Persian and Urdu, and he had the written poetry. He was died at an early age because before she could have children. And
Latif Bhitai was lovingly called Lal Latif by his devoted. Shah Abdul Latif Bhitai was a Sufi mystic, poet and scholar. Shah Abdul Latif Bhitai was the greatest Muslim of the Sindhi language. His Urs is held on his shrine on 14th Safar, the second month of Islamic calendar, and the thousands of people come and they book about Shah Abdul Latif Bhitai and his poetries. Shah Abdul Latif Bhitai was born in 1689, 1102 AH in the smallest village called Hala. Bhitai was died in 1752 in where he lived his rest life on the mount, and there Shah Abdul Latif Bhitai lived.